Early morning on August 31st, 1803, the keelboat was finally completed, and by mid-morning, Lewis was shoving off down the Ohio River. It was only 1 month earlier Lewis had received Clark's letter of acceptance to his invitation.
As the lazy days of summer begin to transform into the color of autumn, the first leaves of the season drift upon the waters in their path. Lewis reflects on the events leading up to the last days before his departure from Pittsburgh to meet Clark at the Falls of the Ohio. His frantic cajoling did little to hasten the work of the drunken shipwright, which nearly cost him the traveling season, coupled with the lowest water level seen on the Ohio River in years. The best news during these months of frustration was the response to his invitation he received from his good friend, William Clark, to join him on the expedition. Clark's response to his invitation on July 18th and 24th still raced through his thoughts to refresh him after the long, difficult days of struggling through riffles and shoals of the upper Ohio River.
In this enterprise, I will cheerfully join you to partake of the dangers, difficulties, and fatigues. This is an undertaking fraught with many difficulties, but my friend, I assure you that no man lives with whom I would prefer to undertake such a trip as yourself. My friend, I join you with hand and heart.
On August 3rd, prior to his departure from Pittsburgh, Lewis in turn responds with accolades and relief as he writes to Clark.
Be assured, I feel myself much gratified with your decision, for I could neither hope, wish, or expect from a union with any man on earth more perfect support or further aid in the discharge of duties of my mission, which I am confident I shall derive from being associated with yourself.
A few weeks later, on August 21st, Clark updates Lewis on his progress of finding suitable young men for the westward journey.
The young men I have engaged, or rather promised to take on this expedition, are the best woodsmen and hunters of the young men in this part of the country. I have many applications from stout, likely fellows, but have refused to retain some and put others off, till after I see or hear from you.
During that same time in Washington, Secretary of War Henry Dearborn received a communique from Jefferson indicating that Clark accepted the offer to accompany Lewis on the journey. Now, as the season of color turns, the methodical flow of the Ohio carries Lewis and his party closer to his destination at the Falls. He is unaware of the new confidence expressed by Secretary Dearborn to Jefferson in a late August reply.
Mr. Clark having consented to accompany Captain Lewis is highly interesting. It adds very much to the balance of chances in favor of ultimate success.
Almost a full month later, on September 28th, Lewis now circles back to his present task of writing Clark. He is finally able to respond to an anxious Clark awaiting his overdue arrival.
Cincinnati, September 28th, 1803. After the most tedious and laborious passage from Pittsburgh, I have at length reached this place. It was not until the 31st of August that I was enabled to take my departure. I had the pleasure of receiving yours of the 21st of August, and I am much pleased with the measures you have taken relative to engaging the men you mention.
During his layover in Cincinnati, Lewis decided to rest his men for the final leg of their arduous journey to the Falls, allowing him time to travel to inspect a mammoth skeleton in the vicinity for Jefferson. The short break provides Lewis time for important correspondence with the president, providing updates and asking for more smallpox vaccine he needs to inoculate the native peoples they encounter, including his men. Lewis also requested an official copy of the Louisiana Purchase, essential for passage of his party through the territory they intend to explore.
President Thomas Jefferson, Cincinnati, October 3rd, 1803. It being necessary to take in a further supply of provisions here, and finding my men much fatigued, I determined to give them a short respite of a few days. I again dispatched my boat with orders to meet me at the Big Bone Lick. I shall pass by land, 17 miles, by river being 53 miles, a travel of 3 days. Therefore, to seize the moment to view a complete skeleton of a mammoth. And I would thank you for forwarding me some of the vaccine matter, as I have reason to believe from several experiments made with what I have that it has lost its virtue. The late treaty between the United States and France, I would be much obliged by your directing an official copy of it to be furnished me, evidence of their having become citizens of the United States.
On October 15th, Meriwether Lewis reaches the head of the Falls of the Ohio and hires 2 local boat pilots to navigate his boats through the treacherous limestone ledge rock, a drop of 24 feet in a 2-mile stretch. The Corps of Discovery fleet makes it through the passage unscathed, and the party ties up the boats and sets camp below Clark's cabin as Captain Lewis disembarks to meet up with his old friend and new partner to begin the greatest expedition in the history of our nation.
Clark, my friend, it's been too long.
Aye, Captain, it has. The General and I have anxiously been awaiting your arrival.
We have so many plans and details to discuss.
We do, but first I want to introduce you to my eldest brother, the General.
It'd be an honor and a pleasure to meet his acquaintance and render greetings from the President's own hand.
Captain Lewis, my brother, General Clark.
The esteemed General Clark, it is a pleasure, sir.
Captain Lewis, the pleasure is all mine. We've been anxiously awaiting your arrival here at the Falls. My brother has told me so much about you.
Keep going up the Missouri and everything in between. All we know. The maps requested by Lewis are reviewed between the 3, Lewis, Clark, and the General. General Clark looks on with curiosity. Lewis and Clark enter into discussing details of their mission, news of current political events, and updates on old acquaintances. The General looks on with pride at his younger brother, knowing this will be a historic enterprise, a Corps of Discovery. The discussions lead to a sense of excitement with what is known and unknown on the documents.
All the way to the Pacific, the Mandan, and hopefully that is where we can make our first winter.